Hey, welcome back to Unirunner Video Drum Lessons for July 19, 2007. I'm Darren Mathis, and today we're going to be talking about playing along with your favorite music and recordings and whatnot. I want to thank everyone who left comments and sent me emails over the last few months. Really nice emails and comments as I took a break from podcasting for a while. But I just want to give God all the glory for those positive comments and all that you might have found good about the podcast. So today I got an email from Haley that I'd like to read here. I assume she is from Australia since she used the word heaps. Thanks heaps in her email. But she writes, when you're practicing, do you play along with other songs to increase your time and accuracy? And also if you have any particular songs you recommend for people to play along with in different genres or abilities. Thanks heaps, she says. Well, thanks a lot, Haley, for your email. Yeah, so that is a big part of practicing and getting better and just listening to the music that you like and, you know, trying to expose yourself to a wide range of genres, even if it sometimes means delving into music that you wouldn't normally listen to, just so you can hear different styles and different techniques. I remember I started off playing with like a 33 record of, I remember one of the first songs I played along with or tried to play along with on drums was Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. And so we had this record player that had two little speakers, and I just had that thing cranked. It was probably so distorted, and I'm back on the drums, but trying to play along with it. But technology has gotten a little bit better over the years, and so now what I use when I play along with music are these isolating headphones. And I've just got it hooked up to my iPod Shuffle here. It's actually got enough power to drive the drivers in these headphones. So what these are basically headphones like this, muffling or hearing protection headphones. You might use these if you went and shot a gun for target practice, or if you worked on an airfield somewhere. So that's what these are. So it isolates you from the drum sound. It reduces the sound of the drums around you, but it also has got speakers built into it. So it's really the best of both worlds, because what I used to do was take earbuds. Well, after I experiment with a few things, and sometimes if you've got a monitoring system or a PA, you can play along with music that way, but you normally have to crank the music up so loud to be able to play your drums along. If you're not using headphones, it ends up, you really get sound fatigue after a while from it being so loud. So what I used to do was take headphones like this or earbuds and put them in my ears and then put these over the top, and that was okay and worked really well for quieting the drums. I can hear the music better, but it starts to hurt your ears after a while because the pressure of these pushing in on them. So when these Vic Firth isolating headphones came along, it was really nice, and I was excited to get those. So those work really well. So I was playing along in the intro there with a song called Monkey Chips by a band called Van Davis that's available from podshow.music or music.podshow.com, and so you can check it out there. But I would also go and visit that site if you want all kinds of music. You can do whatever you want with. There's genres like instrumental, rock, funk, things like that. So you can pretty much It's free to distribute and copy. So if you have drum students, or if you're a drummer, you want to copy some music off to practice and record to, or practice to, that would be great. And so one thing I keep in mind when I play along with music is that I want to try play along with music at different tempos. That what I played there is kind of what I gravitate to a lot of times. It's kind of mid-tempo, kind of funky music. So the more I can get outside of my range and comfort range, playing songs that are either slower or faster, the better all-around drummer I'm going to be, because I'll be more versatile. One thing I notice when I play with songs that are slow, and even songs that I'm familiar with, lots of times I'll sit down to play the drums with them and the beat's slower than I think it is. And I want to rush, and I might be kind of filled with adrenaline and want to really crank it, but until you sit down with a particular song that you really like, you might not notice how slow the actual beat is. And I found that typically recordings are done at a slower tempo than sometimes artists will play them faster live. And I found that to be true with several artists. So when you sit down to record, sometimes you have to exercise some restraint and play it a little bit slower than you might want to. And you notice that if you play along with your favorite recordings. So some of the benefits of playing along with recordings include developing that sense of time and rhythm, especially if the recording you're listening to is recorded to a click track. You're pretty much locked on. It's just like practicing with a metronome, but you can also hear the intricacies of what's going on in the band. Drawback is you're going to have the drums playing along. That can be a drawback and also an advantage, because you might hear riffs and little patterns. Like, for instance, when I was playing along with that song Monkey Chips, I could tell that he played a kind of an open hi-hat pattern at a point that I wouldn't normally. So after hearing it over and over, you can try and play along with that, and that's kind of nice for those things that repeat themselves every once in a while, to try and catch those and play along with those. And so things like that, keep in mind also when you're listening to the band, just to have big ears. That's kind of a term people use when you're good at listening. I mean, that's more than 50% of playing music is, listening to what's going on around you. So when you're listening to pre-recorded music, that's a good opportunity to do that. And the more you listen to music and play along with it, the better your sense of tempo will become over time too. So Haley, I hope those comments are helpful to you, and whatever method you try for playing along with your favorite music, I would encourage you to just play along with some of your favorite songs, because that's obviously the most fun, and then delve into other genres. Flip through Modern Drummer and look at some of these more obscure drummers or music that you might not listen to. Obviously, you might listen to some straightforward music or some progressive rock that has some odd time in it. Things like that are great for stretching your ability. So, now if anyone has any comments or suggestions, additions to what I've said today, feel free to go to unirunner.com and leave a comment. Also, if you have a question or comment, I got a whole bunch of emails, as I said, over the last few months. I looked through a lot of them, and if you have another question, you want to send it to me again if I didn't reply. I should have replied to just about all the emails I got. I try and do that. But if you have a question that's really burning in your mind still, you want to see if I have a response. And also, obviously, I'm not the end-all be-all expert, so this is kind of a nice forum for I'll talk about a subject, but if you have something to add, please do that. You can do that through the website, unirunner.com. And then I'll try and expand on that maybe in the next podcast. So this works well for that kind of forum. But thanks again to everyone who's tuned in and sent in helpful comments, suggestions, and just express their appreciation. This has been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you sticking with me through the break. And I hope to do several more podcasts upcoming. And take care. Until next time, keep practicing, and God bless.